1, 2, 3. When you're first starting out, everybody in the world will tell you need to learn scales, and they're right. Scales are incredibly useful, and we use them for all kinds of things. Music exists in a particular key. When we play a song, we're not just playing random chords or random notes. Those notes all go together because they come from a particular key. We play a song in the key of A major, or we play a song in the key of C minor, or whatever it is, but we play using a particular set of notes that we know will sound good together, and we call that set of notes a scale. So we can play an A major scale, or we can play a C minor scale. In any case, we have a particular key that we're playing in that just contains all of those notes that we're going to use for this particular song. When we're learning to play these scales on our instrument, the best way to go about practicing these is just to start at the bottom, go all the way up and all the way back down, playing all of the notes that are in this key. We refer to that as an ascending scale and a descending scale. What we're going to do with this is we're going to practice this 3 ways. Say it, play it, and do both at the same time. So when I say it, what I'm talking about is simply memorizing which notes go in which keys. So when we play in the key of D major, we're going to be using different notes than if we were to play in the key of F sharp minor. So what we need to do is we need to memorize which notes go in this particular key. And the best way to do that is just to say it over and over and over again. So we would just go through the alphabet, saying one of each letter name, and putting the sharps on the ones that need it, or putting flats on the ones that need it. So for the key of D major, these notes are going to be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and now we're back to D. So you would just write out D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D a whole bunch of times. And you would just practice saying D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D a whole bunch of times until you remember which ones are sharp. The F is sharp and the C is sharp. All the rest of them are natural. Now the second way is play it. And this is literally the opposite of what we just did. Instead of thinking about the note names at all we need to know is just where these notes are on our instrument. And we need to just be able to play a D scale on our instrument. And it's going to look like this on a mandolin. Okay, so it's literally just the ability to play that scale on your instrument. So when somebody says, quick, key of D, that you know to do that instead of some other kind of scale. The D major scale has a particular set of notes, and we need to play those specific notes when we're in the key of D. So the third way that we're going to practice this is to do both at the same time, meaning I'm going to say the note and play the note at the same time. And this is literally just what it sounds like. So every time I play a note, I'm going to call out the name of that note. So again, sticking with the key of D here, we're going to start with D, and then E, and as I go up, F sharp, G, I just call out the letter name, A, B, C sharp, and D. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. So there are a couple of things that you want to remember as you're practicing this. The first, and this is very important, practice your scales going up and down. A lot of people just practice scales going forward, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and then they just end it there. But here's the problem with that. Music doesn't just get higher. If it did, then every song would start really low and just get higher and higher and higher, and then the song would end. That's not how music works. What we need to do is we need to practice these scales in a way that music actually works. We need to practice going up and going down. Prime example of why we need to do this, one of the most recognizable songs in the world. Joy to the World. It's literally just a backwards scale. So we have to play things going forwards or ascending and backwards or descending. Another thing to remember is that we don't always want to practice these scales in order. Music doesn't always just go straight up or straight down. It jumps around, it moves up and down, it goes all over the place. So we also need to practice these scales in a way that does that. I have another video coming out soon about that, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. All right, now let's jump back in. So we want to practice these scales 3 different ways for 3 different reasons. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just practice it the 3rd way, say it and play it at the same time and kill 3 birds with 1 stone. But actually, these 3 different methods do 3 different things for us. When we just practice saying the scale, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, without an instrument, what we're doing is we're teaching ourselves which notes go in which keys. For instance, the key of G has an F sharp, but the key of D has an F sharp and a C sharp. So we need to know those differences. So it's just practicing saying the names of the notes, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, helps us remember which notes go in which keys. The second way, when we just play it, is more practical when we're playing with other people, because a lot of times somebody will just give us a key and we just have to jump in and start playing. And when that happens, we need to know where to put our fingers for that particular key. If somebody says, hey, quick, let's do a song in the key of D. All right, cool. My fingers know exactly where to go already. I don't have to worry about, wait, was it that one or that one? My fingers already know that it's that one just from practicing the scale on my instrument. Still haven't thought about note names at all. It's just where those notes are on the instrument and being able to efficiently move around in the key of D. Now the 3rd way, say it and play it at the same time, does something different for us. And this is more useful for beginner musicians, but it's actually good for everybody to practice. And what it does is this: the more times I say and play D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, the more times I say F sharp and play this note, the more likely I am to remember where an F sharp is if I need it. If somebody says, grab an F sharp note, boom, I already know it's there. I don't have to look for it because I've played the D scale enough, D, E, F sharp, and I've said the words F sharp while playing this note enough to where my brain remembers that that note is an F sharp. You could just go through and systematically memorize every note on the instrument chromatically, but it has no context to it and it's harder to remember and it's less useful to us. So when we're working in individual keys, like we would be for a song, and we call out D, E, F sharp, our brains are more likely to remember where that F sharp is when we actually need it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, be sure and drop a comment down below. Practice hard and we'll see you guys next time.